Why don't you subscribe to me? Why?
Mike, your majesty, I have received your order. We will be best to make this device. Mentioned well very. Is there something else your majesty give? Always had one question geometry. I realize this for all the books gave me including this one. Called about geometry, do they all say, intense state, intermediate? Because there is subject called advanced mathematics that's above this one here. Instead of simple geometry or calculations, it also contains advanced mathematical theories. Of discuss and give up. Your majesty, I will never give up. I'm even willing to sacrifice life if it ever comes to it. I please take look this masterpiece. Ahem. Of course come to the castle to grab it when finish this project. Alright, the weapons are set now, we're just waiting on the devils cause havoc, yeah. Able we? Wave. This is happening all too soon. Their second threat should have been 2 weeks or months time based. Honor experience, not to mention Overwinter City is not someplace that they get to within day. They want the fear to spread. When the rumors start spreading, humans will lose faith regardless of what their leaders say. This makes their second attack extremely effective, hence they have to wait. I see. What are your plans? What else? Will get rid of them, of course. Even though there wasn't time and the new weapon was only tested once, most of the witches have already returned with Nightingale, Lightning and Maggie. Least we wouldn't be forced into battle. Just follow the original plan. However, remember this safety. Lightning gets it. Maggie gets it too. Don't worry, I'll take care of the little ones. I'm not little. Yes, you ape. I'm stronger than all of when I transform. Cool arm, I'm not talking about that. I'll leave the defense to the witches from Sleeping Island. They will give it. They're all very well. I'll be sitting next to the phone as I await good news. Time to take action. Since it's going to happen, I'd rather be prepared. The first army always want this powerful. The beginning they were just made of ordinary hunters, miners and farmers. But now they're facing enemies like never before. The more experience you gain, the more confident you become. This way least they won't freak out when the real divine war happens. Call them elite warriors. But the truth is they experience near-death experiences a bit more than others. I have to say that. I am touched. Your determination. This alone is enough to separate you from the rest of your kind. We're known as mortals because there are too many of, not because we are actually weak. That's also precisely we're easily underestimated. There were records the dream world. All those who underestimated us, be it colossal dragons or ancient deities, all of them became choice. OC tub fact. Because of 40 mere mortals such legends exist. That's right now that technology has advanced. 40 will into 25. Album. The devils think Overwinter City is Alliance City is just tricked. Doing this they'll think those strange attacks are caused the witches. This makes them blind to the truth. Overwinter City is neither city of the past nor does it belong to the Alliance. It's industrial city. Hybrid of both, to be continued. Case visit Anna. Bookmark music novel. Mike, thank you very much. Elelic Con. Don't worry Raj, His Majesty Roland invented some new weapons the devils won't be able to us. Rat. Novel. Mike Bank. Take note. Targets spotted 10 o'clock. Novelty O. Novel. Mike. Targets confirmed. The devils are here. Devils spotted. 12 luck as well. Novel. Mike Com. Novel. Mike. Huff Nova. Tet. If or enemies get within the spearing range are free to shoot. But before that happens your target isn't to shoot the enemies. We need to lay enough bullets front so that we wait for them to into their deaths. Enemies are range. Fire. Novella we veille. Along. Novel. Mike Cop. Far. Polemic. Another one job. Keep going. Kill those bastards. Big shot squad on me. All hail His Majesty. Carry on. Oak. Open fire. Everyone open fire. Novel. Mike Vargi get. Novel. Mike. Car. Novel. Mike Run. LE. Novel. Mike Am. Big endemic roar. Surely. Novel. Mike. Away. Novel. Mike. I not coward. Novel. Mike. Novel. What are going on about? Of course you're not. Novel. Ooh. The devils are retreating to enter the last phase of plan. Roger that. Lightning heading out. Please enjoy beautiful performance as awesome adventurer. Please be safe. So Josh, this is no different from bombing the capital AI. Very. Raw sash. Ball bad. Ban. Ow. Upon. Me. I. No. 2 to 1 I won. Very well, please help me with directions later. Nov mid do, are going there alone. Give got Maggie. Don't worry, they're just two beasts whole. Lost their masters, they're not getting away. Cool. Novel Mike con. Be careful of those containers filled with red fog, wouldn't want to touch them if bump into new enemies. Retreat immediately. Novel Mike got it, leave it to your amazing adventurer. The mad devils have all been exterminated. We also confiscated some canisters with red mist leaf. Captured mad devil who fell into misty forest. This battle of defense was success, everyone did inch. Novel Mike Dom, this battle was critical to boost morale. Now the soldiers know that the devils aren't invincible. Novel Mike, when it comes to actual fights they know better than the divine punishment army of the church, not to mention we even have hostage. This will arc and cited announcements lot easier. Need to show them what devils look like, that way their prejudice towards witches. Novel Mike will disappear naturally. Final gain will be the enemies themselves. Agatha was indeed outstanding, however novel making is that best society members must mate. If managed to capture living devil, please leave the sigil making to me, we or. However, the battle this time also showed that the Mark machine gun was barely powerful enough for aerial battles. The volley fire was actually what hurt them the most. Sight, we never really deal with the flying beasts until we have Air Force. Then again. Novel Mike _ This wait. Few minutes later. Hold celebration the central square tonight, make it look like victorious celebration. I want it to be lively. This is part of the publicity, understand very well, your majesty. Novel Mike, who was knocking just now, isn't it rest day today? Don't worry, it want the boss go back to bed. This is open. Novel Mike ID for residents of Neverwinter. Finally citizen of this city, I've earned the king's act now lodgement suity. This is notice for joining the rail construction project Forest Side D Sitcow, same teach Ratau JITKZ USCZ tilde U Sithasus. At U-Sithasus. What's this letter? Novel Mike con runs. Steve O _let. Side do its ID and employment notice. Got ID from the city hall were Alexia. Ha! That's worth celebrating. Let's go get some dried fish and mushrooms from the market. Also, what's that notice about? Ha! Novel am about the rail construction. I'll be working the barren lands soon. What? When did apply for this? Didn't tell me. I don't want to follow me. Happens nobody will be able to clean this place. As if I'd go with know what happened the city. Recently there were devils, aren't that easy to deal with? If they really were weak, how did they manage to chase the humans away the past? According to His Majesty, they displaced millions of people. It was few hundred towns, I know that. That's I applied. Get silver royals every month. You'll be paid months worth of salary front and the right to purchase place. If I miss this chance, who knows when it'll come around again. Don't worry, I thought about the cons. To this will be protected. The first army heard that some witches will be there too. Even if we bump into devils, it's not like we'll have to fight them with tools. All it's fairly safe. Novel Mike. Age 12 Sky. Z. At Rui-Sitka. We contract of transfer regardless of the situation. The city hall will not confiscate any payment or bonus that worker is entitled to. Should the worker encounter misfortunes, the worker may choose to nominate someone to inherit their assets. When this contract becomes effective, the nominated person will receive notice from the city hall. Novel J. Zatolsigbuzz. Paper. Novel Mike to be continued. Lizzie. Father Baron. Novel Mike con Alphonse from Northwood wishes to see you. Reject him, tell him that I'm sick. But me. Father, that's the noble you've refused to see. Novel. Even I tell that something has happened within the castle. It's clear to see these foreign nobles have arrived here doing this. I'm afraid that they might think what? They might think that you're still siding with His Majesty Maya. Novel Mike. Dawn. _do. Think standing with the roller of dawn is the wrong thing to do. Novel Mike, but His Majesty no longer needs us. Ever since the army lost Gravely Herms, he never talked to about political matters again. Novel Mike. As the Prime Minister can't even step inside the castle, even the patrolling soldiers have been replaced with mercenaries. Have seen the type of people meeting His Majesty. He only needs clowns, artisans and prostitutes. Novel Mike defeat Herms made happen, lose all his battle power. He is no longer able to stop the other nobles from scheming behind his back. They're clearly waiting to see the three big families' reactions before deciding which side to choose. Father, 10 years have passed. Happen Maya is no longer the same ruler we used to know. Look, the Laurie family, Otto Laurie, is still trapped within the castle. Are the Prime Minister and have name among the people, just need to stand up. Novel Mike, and drag the other two main families with you. Those nobles will definitely side with Yoke. Stand up, there's no need for you to stand with His Majesty. Append not. Otherwise wouldn't have lied about your illness if this were the old king. Polemic. Would have talked to those nobles yourself to stabilize the nation. And what if that is indeed the case? What makes think Happen Maya can't see through this? What, I bet that there are multiple eyes staring from outside the mansion this very moment. I'm sure Happen knows very well who I've met and where I've gone. What do you think he'll do to me if I see those nobles? Don't forget, even though he doesn't have army of knights, he still has adequate control over the royal city. Novel Mike, Cal Happen has Daka Citrus. The guards with his own people since the very day he obtained the throne want me to betray him. While he's watching, do really think those landowners will save me when Happen ties noose around neck? Are the foreign nobles still looking for me? Aren't they seeking help from Laurie and Tomato? I sure understand me now, Mike Cole. Then don't return to your land. Least still have your soldiers and slaves there, even if he wishes to harm you. The Quinn family has been here for too long. Branches, relatives, industries and power. Even if I escape the city secretly, I can't bring everyone with me. Even with the slightest movement they'll meet bitter ends. I can't do something rash. Me staying within the city of Dawn is form of promise. Not meeting the nobles is the most. I don't have any other Novel Mike options left. Really, but don't think that the case. Who that guards? Where are the guards? Novel Mike, on it's me break. Do you still remember me? Sip. Novel Mike. Son, notice death. You've grown taller and seems mope out standing to father. Do know her? Andrea, what mean she's, but they passed. Underscore. Master Tithe, young lady there, no mistaking it, she looks exactly like the madam. Novella seems like still remedy be me. Well, that makes things easier. Know that Andrea will hate me for this. But for someone who won't see any more hate is another way that they will live. Your heart didn't expect myself to get flustered first as we met again. May leave for now, father, do as I say. Don't alert anyone else, close the gate and blow out all the lights. The hall, if anyone asks about me, say that I'm busy writing reports and that nobody is to disturb me. Do understand very well, however. What shall I do with the young Mrs. friends? Bring them to the banquet hall and serve them break. She, although look similar to daughter, I can't assume your identity as Andrea so rashly. After all, she was only 16 when she left. It's been over 10 years. What I'm saying is, do have some other way to prove your identity. Had craftsman make that for her as bird today gift. It really is done. Come back. I sent you away back then so that could live peaceful life. Is that really all wanted? I thought did it because didn't want people to think the Prime Minister had daughter who lost herself to the devil. I didn't feel protected. I thought I was abandoned. There is no safe place for which if I hadn't into people like me, I would have died long ago. But that's all the past. I'm not here today for what did the past. Be curious about how I managed to enter the mansion so casually. After all, the guards wouldn't have trusted words so easily. Also, when I saw the butler, I stood outside the door for a while. That person who called father, is he your help? I didn't know I had younger brother. He's from another branch. Your mother passed away from illness 1 year after left. The Quinn family needed heir. Either way, the Quinn family won't be getting new leader anytime soon. His Majesty wants to step forward instead of staying behind the scenes. Judging the current situation, he doesn't approve of any agent other than the Quinn family. What do mean when say this, Majesty? Mean I'm talking about the King of Grey Castle, of course, Majesty. Roland Wimbledon. I came here because of his request, dear. Earlier willing to become the nearer Dawn. What are you going on about? It's exactly what think it is. His Majesty Roland doesn't want to see Happen Maya on the throne any more. He also doesn't want to watch as the neighboring nation suffers from endless war. To stabilize the situation as soon as possible, it's necessary to elect new king. Me, he doesn't know many people from Dawn. The beginning he chose me, but I refused. Since the daughter rejected offer, he decided to pass it on to her father. This sounds like child's play. Won't he hear himself if the nobles of Dawn would like to battle him headlong with all the soldiers? He'll consider that option. To put it simpler terms, His Majesty Roland has more urgent enemies he needs to deal with the moment. He doesn't have the time to waste few years just to make Dawn part of Grey Castle permanent wolf. Dawn, after all, it's easy to take away the nobles' powers. But it's not that easy to rebuild the entire thing. More urgent enemies. The devil's to be continued. To think that the 4 great nations are nothing but part of something bigger. Humans have lost twice. If we were to lose again, only hell would await us, yet Roland Wimbledon is willing to shoulder this important task to battle for this divine will against powerful enemies. His courage and willpower are immense. What will he gain from this? Isn't he afraid of losing? I don't know. Her Majesty Till mentioned that too, however her explanation was even more perplexing. What did she say? Rather than doing this for humankind, it's more like he's doing this for himself. It's almost as if he is constantly looking for new challenge. We just happen to benefit from it. Then what do I need to do? Fight for him? No. You just need to stabilize the Kingdom of Dawn and provide support to Greencastle when required. Take people and auras as examples. Someone will come to brief on the details later. Good thing there's price. If he were to simply family without wanting anything return, I would have suspected him of having ulterior motives. However, motive or not, with how strong the King of Grey Castle is, I have no choice but to agree to his terms. Saying I'm sick is merely way to stall everything. If those nobles really overthrow the Maya family, the Quinn family will devil nicely find itself isolated. Everyone for not doing anything. They might even accuse of standing with the king and kill us. Oppose unity has rented itself. Not to mention Andrea is here as representative. She might hate me, but she would never push the family to its demise. Please tell His Majesty that I'm willing to provide seppuku to the King of Greencastle. When shall he take action? If he wants to plant soldiers the city, I will need 2 to 3 months to get ready. Since you've agreed, we'll take action right now. His Majesty emphasized that this is no political assassination. He wishes to completely destroy Happen Maya front of everyone. He wants everyone to see that the Happen family's rule is over. All nobles will then bow down to the new ruler. Not how is that possible? Do you know how I got here? I came through the front door. Those guards tried to stop me, but they failed. Barging into Noble's mansion isn't that challenging. After all, this isn't territory. But doing it without ruckus is difficult. That means they were overpowered completely. But how did Andrea do if it's imposed Bible? Those guards had stones of divine went on them. Your questions will be answered once see them. All the Quinn family has to do is make he ruckus. The older, the better. I want the entire city to focus on this matter. Then Happen Maya will have no choice but to see himself. Russell Rune. What the hell were they doing? That's the eldest son of the Laurie family. They're up. They were laughing and toying with him. Of course that's Jester's job. This is ridiculous. If this were any other time, they would have become fish food for disrespecting Count's son. They're nothing but refugees. This isn't some other time. It's not every day see Count's son prison. His Majesty likes watching their tricks. I doubt they would have done that without the Roller of Dawn's orders. Sight, forget it. They only spat on his food. It's not like he'll die from that, sir. You've awaked. Good time to finish your dinner. I'll get you some new candles tomorrow. They forgot about them today. Back. Fuck. The jester from the Sirius knew bumped into the food delivery man. Then he spat on food order. To please Happen Royal. Turn. Glad the circus crew, the clown and the tricks, is he behind everything? Yoko said used to be ordinary across Bath. Is that tried? How did come to know His Majesty Roland? It was coincidence. As for His Majesty called mice, well, suppose performance most have been impressive. Show me. Sure, I'll show the easiest trick. Squid ink. How did do it? Did the liquid suddenly change color? It's not over and tick. Cell cloth. There's nothing on it, is there? Now I'm going to soak it water and it over the fire. What do you think will happen? This is your name. That's amazing. Seas Hill Forks. Don't worry, I'm coming to be continued. VA journey into unknown adventure awaits. Sitka novels. GG. Ah, sure, he rebelled. Perhaps he has chosen join those idiots instead. Novel. Oh. It's normal to see unrest and it's normal for them to take sides. It's obvious that their top picks are the three main families. Okay, I didn't expect the Quinn family to be the problem. Novel DUH was prepared for this, thinking that the three elderly ministers would very likely choose keep low profiles and mind their own businesses. After all, the capital is still under control. If they were to anger me, they'd be seeking their own deaths. But what does this revolt mean? Quinn is still within the City of Dawn. He doesn't have any followers, nor does he have any soldiers. Novel mid-com, does he plan to rely on his dozen or so guards? How laughable. What does he have that would let him succeed this revolt? The Earl has indeed contacted nobles from other territories endemic, however he didn't meet with them private. Instead he sent out invitations. He openly invited all nobles to visit his abode, convincing them to offer their loyalty to the Quinn family. Does that geezer know what he's doing? Pass down orders. Have Sir Markov lead. Enroll. Want horror. Quinn captured and brought to me. Put the rest of the Quinn family in prison. If anyone tries to get the way, kill them. Novella, I would love to hear his excuses. Very well, Your Majesty. Novel KE. Stop it. I surrender. I surrendering. Novel Mike. If it weren't for would have become great king with beautiful legacy. I hate you. I want uni earn into shreds and devour your flesh. Novel Mike. When Quinn arrives, I'll show him the consequences of angering King Politic. Your Majesty, Sir Markov is dead. The patrol squad has perished. Did Toad Amino Anu ran the residence? Is he hiding extra guards within his mansion? Novella, yes. That maniac had every sort of weapon. Imagine knees, sticks and even bricks. Sit Baron's squad was defeated less than half hour. How many of them were there? Around 7 or 8. Idiot, have gone insane. There are 200 people. The patrol squad, how would they lose to 7 or 8 guards? Mimic Cole, even 200 boars would better than that. Are they even dumber than those pigs? The hunting grounds. Your Majesty, they weren't people, they were monsters. The soldiers failed to counter any of their attacks. The power and speed were utterly unnatural. Novel Mike. Is Risu? Your Majesty, what are your orders? Summon all mercenaries. The City of Dawn, I want them to flatten the Quinn residents with their fire arrows and bows. Bromic, don't care what they are, being it monsters or humans. I want them turned into dust. But they're the inner zones of the city. If there happens to be 5, the aftermath will be messy to shut it. And as say, if you don't burn them to death, you're no longer of use to me. Even the divine punishment warriors will be helpless when they face massive army. Novella, not to mention this army will be equipped peed. Those who side with the church will be dead. Dewlap. Novel Mike. Teller. Who are you? How dare block the royal army way? We're circus crew that happened to pass through. Novel Mike. Hey, I didn't say that. Have heard everyone has started to secretly side with Earl Quinn. Things are about to change within the city. Novel Mike. Damn it, N-level midcom. Since when did I anything to the fields out there? Want father behind it. How dare they blame the abandoned villages on me? Roland Wimp Lemon is the one responsible. His witches killed them. I innocent. Your Majesty, please calm down. Novel Mike. Count. Right now our goal is to stop Earl Quinn from advancing. Only then we suppress him. All the foreign nobles are looking. You would have put them all prison. Novel Mike. Come, how many people are still under me? Counting the knights, guards and mercenaries, there are people. If we add the servants to that's mope. There are stone walls outside the city. Those guards won't need training before they start fighting enemies. Novel Mike. Although the walls spent as thick as the main city, people easily stand on them. Take out all their gold, the vault, and tell those servants, for every monster killed they will be rewarded with golden royals if someone manages stop the other party from rebelling. I'll grant them title and some land if they already have title. I'll give them promotion. Novel Mike. Did that geezer get support from other nobles? Rumors say that black money has started contacting the early, however we do not know the details. These incessant bugs. Novel. Furthermore, the Treat family is now openly supporting the Quinn family. But please don't worry, Your Majesty, I heard that the Laurie family refused Quint's invite many times. These are the 3 big families that father prided himself on. Novel Mike. CCM, get someone to tell Luigi. If he wants to be proven innocent, the first want him to be his knights and guards to the royal palace, right? Now. Otherwise, I won't show mercy to the help of traitor your majesty. Earl Laurie just sent over messenger. They claim that they have cut all ties with the other two families. They are willing to stay loyal. The three families always do everything together. Novel Mike. Leith Laurie family stir some infighting first. Decode. Looks like your reputation and prestige are known. Many I once thought that you'd have to occupy the castle before changing public opinion was possible. Novel Mike. Perhaps it's because I used to train the patrol and also process royal affairs. Did find that. Mouse 2. We have some ties with their leader. How's this? I think this makes us seem grander. Aren't afraid that these people might betray. It's normal for them to do that after all. Depends on the trade. What's this? Novel Mike. Mom. Era of Dawn is about to be married. Novel Mike. That signifies the beginning of war. Novel Mike. Polemic. Bang ambush. Bank Barney. Where are they? Can't I see anyone? Take lover. There are witches nearby. Hide yourselves behind the wall or the log. Take out your arrows and shoot the direction of the shot. We'll find that bastard somewhere. INSU. Bagel. Oral. Lei. Dampen. Follow me. Charge to be continued. It's normal to see unrest. And it's normal for them to take sides. It's obvious that their top picks are the three main families. I didn't expect the Quinn family to be the problem. Was prepared for this, thinking that the three elderly ministers would very likely choose keep low profiles and mind their own businesses. Really, the capital is still under control. If they were to anger me, they'd be seeking their own deaths. But what does this revolt mean? Quinn is still within the City of Dawn. He doesn't have any followers, nor does he have any soldiers. Does he plan to rely on his dozen or so guards? How laughable. What does he have that would let him succeed? This revolt. The Earl has indeed contacted nobles from other territories. However, he didn't meet with them private. Instead, he sent out invitations. He openly invited all nobles to visit his abode, convincing them to offer their loyalty to the Quinn family. Does that geezer know what he's doing? Pass down orders. Have Sir Markov lead the patrol team. I want Horror Quinn captured and brought to me. Put the rest of the Quinn family prison. If anyone tries to get the way, kill them. Would love to hear his excuses. Very well, your majesty. We? Stop it. I surrender. I surrendering. If it weren't for would have become great king with beautiful legacy. I hate you. I want to tear into shreds and devour your flesh. When Quinn arrives, I'll show him the consequences of angering king. Your majesty, Sir Markov is dead. The patrol squad has perished. Did they set traps around the residence? Is he hiding extra guards within his mansion? Yes, that maniac had every sort of weapon. Imagine knives, sticks and even bricks. Sip Baron's squad was defeated less than half hour. How many of them were there? Around 7 or 8 idiots have gone insane. There are 200 people. The patrol squad. How would they lot to 7 or 8 guards? Even 200 boars would do better than that. Are they even dumber than those pigs? The hunting grounds. Your majesty, they weren't people, they were monsters. The soldiers failed to counter any of their attacks. Their power and speed were unnatural. Nice. Reese. Your majesty, what are your orders? Summon all mercenaries. The City of Dawn. I want them to flatten the Quinn residents with their fire arrows too. Don't care what they are, being it monsters or humans. I want them turned into just. But they're the inner zones of the city. If there happens to be 5, the aftermath will be messy. Shut it and do as I say. If you don't burn them to death, you're no longer of use to me. Even the divine document. Warriors will be helpless when they face massive army. Not to mention this army will be equipped peed. Those who side with the church will be dead. Mboya. Esht. Who are you? How dare block the royal army way? Tekia. We're just circus crew that happened to pass through. Your reign is over. First Novel Mike. Your reign is over. Either way, the Kingdom of Dawn cannot be ruled. Your arrogance. Novel Mike. The witches will have their justice served. They will be treated like normal citizens and enjoy the same rights. They will be able to walk the streets like ordinary citizens. They may take on various occupations and inherit titles from their family. They may even govern this kingdom as for you. Novel Mike. What are going to kill royalty? Did forget the vow your ancestor made. Have forgotten name. Answer me. Horror Quinn. I from the Maya family. I, the one and only heir. Novel Mike. Come already. Even if I'm no longer the king, you'll still be known as the king's layery, the kingdom's order will be. Ruin Ned your hands, those nobles won't remain loyal to either. I won't do that, Siren, I never would have done all this. If family want danger you must swear to leave the kingdom of Dawn and never come back. Step Novel Mike. May also bring whoever want with before leave, otherwise I will have to imprison underneath the castle. Just like what did to the Laurie family's eldest son Novel McCom, I choose the first option. Well then please go on and make your vow. Novel Mike. Miss Quinn Belgic, thank for saving me. Hill has briefed me on what happened over Winter City. I'm your savior and your childhood friend. A being so polite, wave Novel Mike. Not I just. She's the boss lady, don't forget the leader of group back then unless you're trying to take help. Place Novel Mike Coney. Open ahem, alright, I'm just joking around since look nervous. Then again we haven't seen each other for so long since the Flower of Glow is now back. We'll need to have good gathering. Shall we meet the usual place? Novel Mike. Silver Antler Tavern is that place. Dill business, it is Louis business after all, it won't any down nail soon. That being said, it's doing terrible. Hey, I'm good with that. Well then it's decided, I'll be off to take your time. Novel Mike. Andrea. I want to have talked with alone. Novel Mike. Let's go to the courtyard. Are you okay? Unsteady. Novel Mike. This is from overusing powers, it won't actually affect body, on the contrary I need to do it so that I maximize stamina. I'll recover tomorrow, don't worry Lome. It's only us here, what do you want to talk about? Novel Mike. Do remember what I said to back then, never winter? I told that Ops would leave flowers your grave every year. Something else that I haven't told you, did the same every year too, because I wouldn't forget you. Novel Mike. Con, when I saw the note prison I couldn't describe how happy I was. That was when I made the decision. Regardless of what happens I want to say this out loud. Andrea, could please stay? Novel Mike. Thank Yoke, but you're one step too late. I already have someone whom I want to spend time with, so I won't stay. The City of Glow, I might say. Yes, if asked me that question 10 years ago, Novelle McCom, was it His Majesty Roland? If so, then I suppose he is indeed better choice. I would never be Nightingale's enemy, I'm her best ally. It's not His Majesty Roland, not just pretend I didn't say anything. Novel Mike. Mom. Either way it's not what think it is. Otto, witches can't keep family going, besides I don't want to restrict myself to the riles of nobles. 10 years a long time, I'm no longer the bloom of the City of Glow. Novel Mike. Let's leave it this way, okay? Novel Mike. To be continued, please visit and bookmark website. Novel Mike. Thank you very much. I've been away from Overwinter for far too long. Someone is still waiting for me there. Not to mention this kingdom is experiencing power shift as successors of their families. They shouldn't waste their time on leisure and feasts. Since we're friends, seeing each other once should suffice. Novel Mike. You really shan't get you. We matured concerning our upcoming negotiation with Grey Castle. Do have any suggestions? I want to hear your opinion. This is important to the family. I don't know about politics. Never winter. Instead of putting the nobles charge, they would hire citizens who had passed exams. Novel Mike. Dom, if you want details should talk to Hill Fawkes, he's always been involved with the West somehow. If I have to give opinion, then Novel Mike, I suggest avoid making the same mistakes as append. Give witness the power Roland Wimbledon holds. I'd be foolish to go against Grey Castle now, or perhaps worse than foolish. It's not just power. The upcoming Battle of Divine will decide the fate of humankind. Infighting will only accelerate doom. Novel Mike. Both Grey Castle and Dawn will fall. That case, with that being the premises, I'm sure know what to do so that the family maximize profits. Soup v Singh is the greatest priority right now. His Majesty Roland is responsible for making that happen. Novel Mike. Hence should maintain order. Dawn and stand with Grey Castle. We need to work together order to survive the Battle of Divine. Will this is the only advice I give you. Novel Mike. I see. You don't have to walk me lit, there's plenty of work waiting for you. Don't worry about safety either. The witches will return to Overwinter with me. Novel Mike. Not what I'm trying to say is, I'm sorry dear. Novel Mike. I'll take leave now. Map. Had car up. Novel Mike. Map. If we're still, the king would be sailing fleet, and the barks would have royal flags on them. Novel Mike, if wanted fresh food, the maids would deliver into me. Damn those traitors, head to 1,000 Blade Castle Wolfheart, the nobles there have interactions with father. If promise them richest, they definitely be interested, plan take back kingdom, novelist either way. Need to steady myself and plan everything slowly, get me some Fritz. Bring is nobody replying, novel Mike ring. Have become so pathetic that even Maid is starting to ignore me. Novel Mike E. Have been abandoned, novel Mike. Not, this is impossible. Even if the mercenaries and servants wanted to leave me behind, closest guards would have stopped them. Novel Mike cool. But didn't hear any commotion. Loose, novel Mike halt. Novel Mike. She isn't part of the crew who sent you. Know what doing, peasant, I the ruler of Dawn, member of the Maya family, novice. Novel Mike. Oh, you're just human, novel Mike. Ask. Luckily it's all cleared now, what are we going to do next? Write report to His Majesty Roland, leave it to Elena, I'm not good summarizing after all. His Majesty didn't take it very seriously, he only told us to maintain the stability of the situation with whatever necessary means. Just right, happen as who resisted change and was full of evil intentions, such person is better off. A fast could. Took some time, luckily it's all cleared now, what are we going do next? Write report to His Majesty Roland, leave it to Elena, I'm not good summarizing after all. His Majesty didn't take it very seriously, he only told us to maintain the stability of the situation with whatever necessary means. Just right, happen as who resisted change and was full of evil intentions, such person is better off dead. That's the truth. If he had no evil intentions, would he choose border town nearest to the kingdom of Dawn? His Majesty may not take it seriously, but we can't do the same. Padua fastest update, Mediva Fast Club ill lay out all the details about the cause and effect and the analysis basis, including what just said, like record of meeting the city hall. I bet just want to get His Majesty's compliment to win few more visits to his dream world. Winchat did say, really didn't I think of that, teach me how to write official report. See, let's get the work done first, right, but don't put what we've just said your report. I no. Come here. Lady Oracle, what I do for you this markup fast it update, mad bua fast cowed. Since we're willing to follow me here, it means you're fully prepared, right? Yes, I'm willing to serve you, take it easy. The deity's eyes, the identities of common people are meaningless. What's the big deal about king? It's nothing but title. Tell me, what do you plan to do next? Among the three plans, I'm favor of the first. I think to disguise it as shipwreck is the safest method. Each year along this route dozens of ships sink for various reasons, like rainstorm, tsunami, stranding. What's more, on the sea along the borderline there'd be rainstorm 2 days later. We only need to drive the ship further into the sea and dig hole its bottom. Nobody will know what exactly happened. As for disguising it as pirate robbery or noble's revenge, I think they aren't unreasonable. Although we could divert people's suspicion to certain targets, false facts won't hold under intense investigation. After all, even if people fail to find any trace, jock body could just produce some flaws themselves. So for the shipwreck, make all the clues vanish. Yes, lady. Even the sailors I brought with me will disappear with the ship. They are the silent warriors, raised black money to clean things up. There is no way the information will leak out. Silent warriors are those two among them. Yes, they can't hear nor speak and need to be given specific gestures to be commanded. That's they're called silent warriors. This time I took silent warriors with me who take orders from nobody but me. Garda. Astist update Cadba Fastcon. They're more than enough to take care of those sailors. So this plan is perfectly safe, alright, just do it, but I have one more thing for to do. As long as it's ability, I'll spare no effort. It's simple. Black money has made contact with the new king of the Kingdom of Dawn, Horror Quinn. The Chamber of Commerce will continue to appear supporting him. On the other hand, need to input as many as informants as into his new regime to observe the Quinn family's acts and moves. Do understand, but isn't he the puppet supported you? Just case, after all, common people have short and fragile determination when the real challenge comes. Who guarantee the puppet will behave as loyal as he should? Us, vodka fastesty date. Adbar fast cowed. Besides, it's not reliable to rely on one family to manage the Kingdom of Dawn. I hope your black money be part of it. This is long-term plan and I'm able to do this, but as no physical condition. Take them, drink them when don't feel well. But remember, don't drink them within the month of each other with another 6 bottles of this your body. Basic criteria for modifications. I guarantee the success of the mission. Garda fastest update. Madua fast con. Work hard, when it's done will turn into Immortal Sit and Manhwa fast com for the fastest releases. Not to men tiny, we've got Andrea here over winter. If things go smoothly, alliance with Dawn will least last until her generation passes. The phone lines are gradually being set too. The past months Anna has set phones, the witches' offices, the city hall, the military camps, 3rd border city and Long Song zone. One day need to set private line Annal's room here. La wake lip, I can't use them for private means. Et glib jug soupsels. These 2 girls refuse to cooperate. They're the most problematic ones from Sleeping Island. I heard that they expressed their dissatisfaction about till the moment they arrived here, saying that they wanted to leave over winter as soon as possible. Scroll managed to settle the disagreement, but the gap is still there. We don't know if they'll accept recruit went suit taxi source tracing. LATO's detoxification. Source tracing is extremely useful ability that will point us to natural resources. It's even moped useful than Sylvie's Eyes of Truth. For example, we easily locate gold vein just through single nugget. As for demonic fiction, is capable of turning magic into loop, reducing power consumption. It grants dead creatures new life. Pity that know barely anything about magic, have no idea how powerful that ability is. However, based on what already know, I has great potential. To be honest, not cooperating is not huge problem. We've dealt with people like them before. Never force anyone to do anything. Life over Winter City will change them subtly. Mope worried about pay, empty promises, and mom motivational speed chest won't be enough. Besides, it's not like they've never seen money before. After all, they often assist human captains who pass the island. What's wrong? How long have been here? 2 years, months and days, do you ask? I remember the initial pay I offered was 2 golden royals months, correct? That's a while ago. That's right, it was double the amount you offered Anna, but I said not. I only agreed to be your guard after you begged me repeatedly. Begged? You no way saw how Anna became adult and tried talking to Carrot, only stayed because burned your bridges for the past few years. Have ever felt that weren't compensated enough? Have ever thought about leaving? What are you trying to say? Would I leave? Not, it's just hypothetical situation I'm trying to figure out if some witches might think they're not being paid enough. No way, average person only earns 1 golden royal every 6 months. I don't think we have it tougher than those workers. A go play or salary is more than enough. Besides, we barely know what to do with the money either. It's not like we stucco gentle CE and clothe ourselves vest. Living like this is something we could never fathom. The past, but not every witch would think that way. As if ask Wendy if you don't believe me, she knows or sisters better than I do. Tried. I happen to need her opinion on this other matter too. What is it? It's secret, but you'll find out soon. Your Majesty, give never had that thought. I would have done everything I would to develop this city, even if didn't pay us. I once said this place was new holy mountain. Other sisters also think this way. If the city hall is short on money, I willing to donate golden royals. Hey, I was just asking for some feedback. Well then, is there anything want particular? If I had to ask, I'd say, maybe. If we could have 1 more bottle of chaos drink every month, that'd be great. Does that apply to 2? Is this wishing game? Since you're just asking, I'll tell the truth. I want 2 extra bottles. Wild Flame clan stuck to the agreement and the first batch of migrants had been stationed. The of Clearwater affected the choice of the first clan, Iron Sand City. Few relatively smaller clans came to me and expressing their wishes of serving the chief. The entire plan was carried out quite smoothly. After receiving all the people from those clans, the emigrant population, the of Clearwater, was estimated to reach the end of the year. This Mantua fastest Manhwa fast con BFB_Bosch date. I was only manager of small manor. I lacked the experience of taking care of so many people. and I was quite bruised and battered, although the skilled hands, the city hall, were good work. According to their suggestions, there had to be 200 to 300 more clerks to help those migrants settle down. If your majesty doesn't kindly take more care of her, she said, she had the impulse to shrug off her burden and run off to overwinter to become common witch. Echo, your ability have improved again. Who said common witch is idle? Sorry, and Leaf will be watching you. How could be worthy of such useful ability as magic power channel if you don't exhaust it every day? I see ill. Dispatch her. More officials from the next batch after they had been approved must be tired after this mission. Rest for few days. Yes, the way your majesty have been composing recently. Score have learned all the other songs. Yes, they all have good effects, especially when inspiring people. When I'm confused, I often conga. Taught me. If not for those songs, I might not have lasted till this day. It seems to coordinate relationships among the clans and maintaining order. The Southern Territory isn't as easy as she reported. It's just she bears the difficulties and setbacks all herself. This Mantua, Astist update. Mad Lure fast cowed. I see ill have someone write down the new songs and send them to your room. Great, thank you. It's been hard task. It's okay, your majesty, it's honor to fight for you. Don't find it hard, on the contrary, I enjoy it. Really? What happened to the nobles who escaped to see Winshire? Didn't burn them, did you? I wanted to, but they ran too fast. Sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases after the first army finished clearing Valencia and active. I see Winshire. The suburb had become piece of wasteland, other than that several granaries, the downtown area, caught fire. Obviously the nobles would rather ruin the city than hand it over to One Piece. That must have been the last revenge from the rebel king's remnants if the Eastern Front army hadn't had sufficient preparations. The dozens of cement carriers that kept on transporting supplies day and night. This battle would have stopped there because the hungry city dwellers would have robbed from the First Army. Kaida, Astist update. Kadafascon. As soon as the army suppressed them with violence, restoring order would be out of the question. Of where did they escape to? Some went to Fjord, others went to the other three kingdoms. Unfortunately, the First Army was not equipped with ships. Otherwise there was no way let them got eyed. Don't worry, as long as they dare to use their original family names, I'll clear them away sooner or later. Least the batch that fled to the Kingdom of Dawn were none better than flies throwing themselves into the net. They probably were Timothy's last loyal followers. I'm not worried that they might come back. The reason I wanted to remove them once and for all was that they gave me headache, right, and luring the nobles to prison, then setting it on fire. Your Majesty. Your Majesty, though it was Miss Edith who planned the elimination of the enemy's nobles Mantua. The was I who carried out the plan, and thus I'm wholly responsible. Sit and Manhwa fast for the present era of mercenaries. Any military-related affair was considered to be the exclusive concern of the Lord and was extremely sensitive to intervention from outsiders. If the matter took place another noble's territory, the clandestine agitator would certainly be punished. Iron Axe appeared diffident because he did not want to implicate Edith, yet had no intention to lie. From understanding handled the affairs on the Eastern Front, the City Hall will soon determine very well your reward amount based on the battle results. May for now your Majesty won't punish me what have done wrong. As were to purge the rebels the Eastern region and bring those cities under rule, were entitled to act according to circumstances if listened on. Two of your soldiers having strategy discussion the barracks and decided to adopt their ideas. Do I have to punish and these two soldiers? Edit his member of the advisor department after all, and it's normal for her to have thoughts on strategy. So your Majesty don't think either of us did any wrong this matter. I didn't say so. Just because you're fine doesn't mean that Edith won't have anything to answer for. But that has nothing to do with you. Go back and have good rest. Yes, your Majesty. Markup fastesto date. Matt Dewar fast cot. Inform Edith to come to the castle. Your Majesty, I'm responsible for this matter. Ill accept whatever punishment impose. I Mantua. Manhwa fast come. I haven't opened mouth and already know what I'm going to say. When the Eastern Front army returned to Neverwinter, the first person would summon was certain to be Iron Axe if he hadn't reported to the burning of the nobles. I doubt would summon me this soon. It's always easy to talk to smart people. Her frank manner even made me feel that she was loyal subordinate who was being wronged. However, times the smarter the person, the more prone they are getting trapped. Self-created cul-de-sac. From the start it was who asked him to do this. It simply isn't his style to dupe the nobles together and pass it off as a like. Scene that aside, since feel that you're responsible, where do you think the problem lies in? I arranged to meet the first army commander unofficial setting without asking for your permission. Wrong. Your problems that violated the advisor department's rules, Your Majesty, which state that any battle plan must be recorded on paper and submitted to me for review. Is that not so? This operation was carried out Your Majesty's name. Won't the other officials see it as something? Did you're not wrong? Is there issue with that? Actually, they may be rebels, but they're also nobles to other nobles. Your actions could. I know what you're saying, but if I'm not able to handle the backlash, do you think can is relaxed? It's fine. Let me ask you, do you think it's right for me to scapegoat subordinates when issue arises? Scapegoat ahem, that means to shirk responsibilities. This matter was clearly done on behalf of the Kingdom of Grey Castle. Yet face death instead of glory. If I feel justified to approve of that, do you think those officials will remain wholly loyal to me as the king? I'm the most suitable person to take responsibility. Only this way will the subordinates be able to work without burden. This is also I have to review the advisor department's final plans, case it's something I'm not well versed in. Understand. This Mantua fastest update at madua_fast_com. I was too self-important for violating the rules. Your contributions towards this double offensive shan't be recognized, which would otherwise have to promotion. This matter shall now be closed. May now this Mathura fastest update Janua fast.com. Yes. Your Majesty, please allow me to take leave. Go. So what did was all for nothing. Your colleagues were all able to obtain promotion, but not you. Yes. Only me. Listen to what His Majesty had to say. If I'm not able to handle the backlash, do you think can it was so unbearable that I need outlet right now? Of course I wouldn't have done what I did if His Majesty was more like father, but knowing that he wouldn't ignore this, I felt that it wouldn't be bad investment and that the risks were manageable. Yet he dismissed everything I did, few sentences, and even griped that I think too much. Is it really so naive to be idealist? Sister, or angry? What? Can't tell. I just think maybe His Majesty has his own considerations. Life Parker fast estudate carver fast code as he wishes. I just wonder how far idealist got, but what but unhappiness is real. Shall be punching bag. The meantime sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases. Money will be used to improve everyone's lives, expand the scale of the district, and for other necessities. It may seem on first impression that I've been undercut, elder brother. After all, may know that when we were Sleeping Island we collected all the commission paid the fjords merchants. But reality, they took the opportunity to put forth several conditions, such as making sure we purchase their grains and products high prices, and thus the money we obtained the end of the day was heavily reduced. There aren't as many strings attached over here. This amount that Roland is offering will certainly exceed income Sleeping Island. This amount that Roland is offering will certainly exceed income Sleeping Island, hence work lives will be much easier. On comparison, it's clear that I didn't get undercut, and I even be said to be the one taking advantage instead, but there's more reward which I haven't mentioned. The past, no matter how much money we received from the fjords merchants, the money had to be pooled because of how destitute Sleeping Spell was. The end, the only things handed out to everyone were bread, cotton, and other such common things. This Mantua fastest update Manhwa fast. But now everyone will receive substantial rewards and not a bunch of intangible numbers. It'll be to each person to decide how these rewards are used. Please open the envelopes on your tables now. Is Gwent the new card game? Take look your own geek. It isn't Gwent card. I remember that the numbers on the cards were all on the same side. This Mantua fastest update Manhwa fast is this gift from His Majesty Roland, but Lady Till clearly said that this is reward. Oh, yours is the same as mine. Everyone's should be the same. What does this symbol mean? Not sure, but I seem to have seen it somewhere. The thing you're holding is called note. It has the same function as coins. The difference being that this type of note is only given to witches and only be used witches lady. It will mean that its gold royal made of paper may understand it that way. But it is used to buy certain things which are hard to purchase with gold royals, for example the yuan note that everyone's holding be used to obtain full bottle of chaos drink or 5 servings of strawberry ice cream the castle district. I still fondly remembered the few types of delicacy that I tasted the welcome banquet and I get of those for servings. And of course there'd be more than just food to redeem, such as things to wear and use. Any new goods produced over winter will be first available. Not mini notes will be your reward for responding to this recruitment drive. The amount that receive will also be adjusted according to your number of working hours. I should, however, point out that it isn't living necessity. Even those who choose not to work will be well looked after. It more accurately be seen as prize. That adds little extra to life. Thus whether to accept recruitment shall be left to each one of to decided. Sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases, but sisters, this matter isn't only about enjoyment. Remember the unfair treatment we faced after awakenings. That time most of us had the same thought. That it would be good enough for there to be place where witches may live together with normal people. So this concerns the future of all sisters. There won't be better opportunity to allow more people to understand us. Parker fastest update 2. Wajuata SB. ULB here over winter is the place dream. And let's not forget that we still have the biggest enemy to take care of, the demons. All of already know what the Battle of Divine will means. Even the Church of Herms is nothing Kua Dad CD to T. And therefore work shouldn't only be for your own enjoyment. Every note represents your contribution to overwinter and the entire human world. This brings glory to the witches as whole, because through this we prove to the world this Kaida that witches are indispensable and decisive part of the human race. Sisters who accept recruitment, please walk on stage now. Sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases. I believe that more will accept recruitment after some time. It's more than just fairly good, this is way beyond His Majesty's expectation. This Mantua fastest update. Manhwa fast. How many did he guess? He belittles the sleeping spell way 2. Rather than saying that he underestimated the witch's enthusiasm, claim credit for it, Your Highness. Your last statement wasn't necessary. The way I spoke during the meeting was also for own sake. Roland has allowed me to see wide range of interesting things and understand what incredible city this is. If we lose the Battle of Divine, will all of these will disappear, and thus I have to put effort so that he'll be able to see more wonderful stuff. It's wise to cuddle together for warmth before doomsday winter arrives. Right. Your Highness is right. It's pity that not everyone agrees with me. Like the Eastern region witches who may never accept recruitment, even until the end. Your Highness mean the small group-led animal. If she doesn't get along with you, did she go with to the fjords? Ifs, Arthur fastesty date, Kadua fast cowed. It didn't start out this way. Before they arrived Sleeping Island, they'd already become acquainted with Blooding Association. The latter assisted them many times to fight off the church's chasing army during the escape. And therefore Anima and her people came to trust Heidi Morgan. This was nothing first, but later on, when tensions broke out between Blooding Association and Sleeping Spell, relationship fractured. So that's what happened. And when I fought against Heidi without informing everyone, I incurred even more of Animal's disgust. I thus consented when they asked to leave Sleeping Island on Sleeping Beauty. Fact, if Scroll hadn't dissuaded them, they probably wouldn't have remained over winter. That's not your fault. Heidi Morgan deceived Cod, deceiving the Wolf Heart witches. But she'd certainly helped Anima. If I was their place, would probably be peeved as well. They aren't bad people. Heart. I may have way of persuading them, but what it may cause them to break away from Sleeping Spell. Sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases. That'd be no different from how it is now. If your idea benefit Roland and them, go ahead. Is this really okay? We've already offended Lady Till. If we refuse the Lord's employment this time, and thus further displease her, we might. I think Doris is right. Roland Wimbledon isn't typical Lord and is currently the King of Grey Castle _ even if we manage to return to the Eastern region, it's also his territory. Plus we aren't combat witches. If they use force against us, We won't have any ability to resist, come on, even if we fight how we beat lunatic like Ashes, I dare. Bet that she has long disliked us. Actually, I feel that the Witch Union has treated us pretty well. Forget about it. They'll certainly side with the king over this. It would be good enough of them if they don't help His Majesty to arrest us. Hold your tongues. This Maria fastest update Manhwa fast coin Roland Wimbledon would never use hard methods, or else the image he has built would be completely undone. If we accept the recruitment order, what would all earlier persistence be for? Will be forced to rely on sleeping spell. The end to outsiders will be no different from the other witches. Who's it? Me, Wendy, Miss Animal. I have something to discuss with you. This _ Maria fastest UPD feet Tahua fast cow. Speak, what have to say? If you're here for today's recruitment, may as well safe it. We aren't going to change minds, Anima. I'll firmly remember your care for us the past half months. But these two matters aren't quite the same as was said when we first arrived Neverwinter. Now that the church has been destroyed, I'll have to leave Western region sooner or later. There is something I must say. Flash. I have some better news for first. The City Hall has received reports stating that large group of Eastern region refugees shall arrive over winter within week. The numbers shall be as many as people. This Mantua fastest update Manhwa fast. There is possibility that relatives are among them. Sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases. Certainly the Sea Transport Department is really stepping it to fetch them over the Seawater River. Is currently teeming with concrete boats headed towards the eastern region. These boats are loaded with stock and winter supplies, as it's after all already winter. How's the I used to live situation? Archbridge Town, Valencia. Are there any refugees from there? It's certainly messed. _Hope family isn't among them. It was father who chased me out the first place. He was bewitched the church. Maybe he has now repented. Relax, there's people. That should cover most of the cities and towns from Valencia to see Winshire _ it'll be more difficult not to find any of your townsmen. Once Scroll has compiled the census, we'll be able to screen out people with similar backgrounds as yours. Padua last estudate Madua fast co. And it'll be okay. ONT son Susupsulza Fez Slitty FZQLCZ, C. Any among this batch, as this is only the beginning of long flow of people to Neverwinter. As long as remain here, I'm sure you'll get to meet them someday. There's no harm, even if you don't want to recognize him, but isn't it better to have some news rather than none? All whiteware. If they've repented, least there's chance for them to redeem themselves. That's true. Are intent on shifting the entire eastern region to Neverwinter. Not just the eastern region, the northern and southern territories as well as the central region are also part of the migration plan. These places will eventually be left with only few large cities, where the residents from the towns and villages will be shifted into. Is the king going to such trouble for this? Is very difficult to explain. It's called urbanization process or something like that. The past it was because of food issues that large plots of farmland were necessary to feed city, and hence the population was very diffuse. But now that food is no longer problem, the prevalent concern is that most of the people, the towns and villages, are settled non-administrated zones where they cannot be effectively organized and utilized. Moving them to the cities will allow the city halls to exercise better control. Because of this, the western region of today is no longer the region of the West per se. If decide to leave, what will your sisters do? Really want them to also forsake their kin and wander the wastelands of your hometown with you? Frankly, this is just shown of cowardice. Nashua, Astectudate Kadua fast coup. Who are you, Nightingale? What are talking about? Relax everyone, she has no malice. She's the minion witch who's responsible for protecting me secret. Did I say anything wrong? What do you think? These people are hesitant about it simply because of their relationship with Blooding Association, that they're unwilling to serve Her Highness, yet reality they continue to depend on sleeping spell and have no intention of changing. What bunch of nonsense. If it wasn't for Doris we would have left long ago. Besides, what do you even know about the matter between Blooding Association and Sleeping Island? Is that so? Then aren't working Sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases. What? Let's do quick calculations. The cost of transportation and food from Overwinter to Eastern region is around silver royals per person. Once there to bronze royals will be need per day to purchase food, but don't forget that because of war and migration most of the villages have turned into wastelands. So to live over their expenses will be few dozen times higher than the past. This is also the refugees are moving to overwinter. Other words, it won't be easy to leave sleeping spell without sack full of gold royals. If it were me, I would grab this opportunity to apply for work everywhere so that I accrue as much money as possible. This is the basis for the group to be able to survive independently. Yet what have people done this half months after enjoying the food distributed sleeping spell? Still hope that Her Highness will provide with your travel expenses. To me this is simply cowardice that you sided with the Blooding Association under pressure from the church. And further on, it was because of this sketchy relationship that felt outraged the destruction of Heidi Morgan, yet have no guts to stand against extraordinary. Indeed, Ike Tai, I'm unclear about the matter between Blooding Association and Sleeping Island, but the members of Blooding Association who are overwintered now certainly know better. Do really think Heidi regarded as sisters? This Mantua fastest update. Manhwa fast Nightingale enough when I travel to foreign land. Also seek to draw from the locals. Your abilities were of great help to them if they didn't destroy the ears and eyes of the church. More and more people would track and encircle them. Just happened to be the right place, the right time. Let me just ask if Heidi was really friendly too. Did she inform about her plotting Sleeping Island to overthrow Till? If truly want to prove your resolve, then should get started with the most basic things. Find pack of excuses if we're living on your own deserted island, but over here sleeping spell may be unable to restrain any further. This Mantua fastest update. Manhwa fast sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases. If break off from the sleeping spell, your situation will be much tougher than now. Isked. I'm sorry she's always this straightforward, but like I said, she has no malice. Don't have to take her words to heart. Life Ganja the fastest update. Ianhua fast if break off from the sleeping spell, your situation will be much tougher than now. A Nightingale was absolutely right. Ever since we met the Blooding Association, we began to gradually lose independent spirit. After all, compared to picking scraps to sustain living, it was much faster for the combat witches to act directly against the rats. But how tough will it be? Fastest update. Padua fast cost. I don't know the precise amount of money that sleeping spell will distribute for living expenses, but it shouldn't be any lower than that of the Witch Union. That means least 1 gold royal per month, which is 4 to 5 times that given to normal person. This money be used for food and accommodation. But there won't be much for luxury. Most importantly, even if leave sleeping spell, the Witch Union will temporarily be unable to take in. The reason is simple. His Majesty doesn't want there to be rifted between the Witch Union and sleeping spell, and this sort of thing will easily lead to misunderstandings. Is that it? To silver royals per month for each person, that means silver royals total. Does she really think I can't manage that on own? That's not funny. I'm not girl of noble birth. I've rummaged sewers and garbage dumps all for little bit of food. How I be phased little hardship like this is absolutely nothing. I'll show you. Nightingale, I know you're still here. Miss Anima, I know that mean well for us, but I also feel that what we've done has been lily too much. I feel refaced after that telling off from Miss Nightingale. Perhaps Heidi Morgan was like what she said and never took us seriously. But we cannot continue on like this. Animal's decision this time. This Mantua fastest update. Madua fast me too. If animals coward, then what are we? Me tool give decided that I want to leave sleeping spell, and I won't just make enough for survival. I'll eventually return all that I owe to them. I'll make your words, Nightingale. Since you've decided, I'll explain it to Her Highness till I'll also best to get His Majesty to maintain your special allowance. This way, when accept the witch's recruitment, you'll also receive extra portion of money which will make life lot easier. Do as like. What's problem? Nothing. I just feel little ashamed suddenly. I'm not what they think. Desired outcome is for them to work for His Majesty Roland, but still did it this way, didn't you? Because know that this would be better for everyone if things remain the present state there. Defiance may affect Her Highness Till and thus bring harm upon sleeping spell. I've seen too many people like this. Instead of using reason, it's much more effective to hit them hard until they wake up. There's some even more stubborn people who only repent when death stares them the face. I guess enlisting your help was indeed the right decision. Completely silenced person who dared to express her discontent directly to Till. Truly the shadow killer who awed King's City. I simply followed your plan. All I did was make tone little meaner. Well, your tone was the key. I probably sweated little on her behalf. I wasn't just acting when I shouted enough. If I were her, I probably would have come to the same decision. Sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases. Wait, don't I see this to be compliments? Of course. It's compliments. Few chaos drinks shall prove that. Let's exchange dollars for some drinks tonight. Shall we? Ganja the fastest update. IADBU a fast cow. Alright, I believe you. Ludovic Supsul JA. It seems that there should be no problem on Wendy's side. At Gizaza Audrey, Astist update Cadbua FastCon. Your Majesty, the Fjords Explorers Sander Flying Birds fleet has arrived. The shallow port Sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases. Long time no see, Your Majesty. Please forgive appearance. It's not suitable to wear long skirts while sailing sea, so I hope don't mind. Your Majesty, Sander Flying Bird of Twin Dragon Island pays his respects to you. Us gave accentuate. Cadbois fast cowed. Are satisfied with what I'm wearing? Don't think this quite matches the words high-flying seabirds. Not, you've misunderstood, though want to avoid being recognized. Lightning, I promise that if were to enter the castle looking like this would definitely attract her close friend Maggie's attention. Thunder. That case wouldn't be able to disguise yourself even if had fake beard on your face. Ha ha ha. Underscore is. That's pity. I was quite proud of this disguise. Did know that. Ever since I found tailor to make this dress, it has become the new trend. Many islands. Is this the power of model? It was no wonder he was the most prominent explorer of the fjords if he could maintain such young mentality despite being least 40 years old. Nobody else would bother to put so much effort for just temporary maid name. Oh, Majesty were really able to finish the construction of the steam-powered boat this fast. The fjords, even with the most suitable materials available, the best craftsmen would still need the couple of years. That's far too slow. After all, the processing of steel is easier than that of wood, as it doesn't need to be soaked preservatives, and there is no need to wait until it only requires ample heat. This Mantua fast update Madhva Fast Co. It is currently the shipyard of the harbor. If are interested, we go see it right now. I can't wait. I just couldn't stop thinking about it on way here. But underscore, what are all those crates of gold royals for? As I said before, you'll only be charged the cost of production of this boat, nothing more of course. We wouldn't dare to refuse your generosity. These are the profits from the perfumes and the chaos drinks. That much it's not yet the delivery date stated the contract, right? Well, since we were on way here anyway, we could reduce some of the burden from the next delivery. Like this. But Your Majesty, your guess was correct. Those two products have become very popular. The fjords, especially the chaos drinks, the sales volume is incredible. The value of the most delicious ones sometimes rises to 10 times the original value, even if they are second-hand. People are willing to collect even the ones that don't taste as good. Short chaos drinks have now become symbol of strength, the feasts of all the chambers of commerce. It seemed like I made the right choice letting professional merchant handle this business. Gulf's Gather the fastest update underscore at Canhwa fast underscore com. Is their witch their group? Is that person your previous witch friend? Yes, Your Majesty, she is Joan. He's already able to come ashore. I remember said that after she chose to settle the sea she didn't come into contact with humans for long time. It's thanks to Her Highness Till and Miss Camilla's help. Without the ability to communicate directly through the consciousness, she probably still wouldn't have been able to adapt to normal human life. Also, Joan has completely forgotten how to speak, even though Lord Thunder introduced many scholars to her. The results have not been very positive right now. She can't speak more than few words. And she isn't even able to hold simple conversation? What's the matter, Padua? Fastest update. I don't know whether it's because of her long-term transformation, but some of her body parts are no longer the same as those of humans as far as I'm aware, as long as they don't utilize magic power. Witches should be no different from humans, but Joan no longer changed to her previous appearance. Her cheeks, neck, arms and legs are covered cyan scales just like those sea ghosts. Well, skin covered with scales was quite the style. Not now, wasn't the time to think about that, considering that the Sand Nation people even feared the cute ears of Princess Longer of the Wild Flame clan. It was only to be expected that the reaction to John's situation would probably only be worse. May I take closer look, her? Sit and Manhwa fast com for the fastest releases, of course. His Mantua the fastest update, Malhua fast. Sit and Manhwa fast com for the fastest releases. TLF Simanhua the fastest update, Madva Fasticom. Did anyone harm her? We tried best to prevent it. But it was still inevitable that someone would spread the news if we want to teach her how to adapt to human life again. Then it is inevitable that she will come into contact with other people. Padua the fastest update, Maud Bua fast con. Her appearance is not well received, even the fjords. Since taking her in, 3 maids and 2 scholars have already been scared away from her. There are even rumors that eye-raising sea ghost, maybe the sea is most suitable for her after all. But Joan didn't really mind the process of coming into contact with other people, even though she has to stay for many hours the sea each week. She still likes to hang out with those maids that accept her. Furthermore, compared to the raw fish meat she used to previously, she now prefers it well cooked. Your Majesty, I'm sorry, but she probably isn't used to such big crowd. This Mantua fastest update, Ilald Lua Fasku, it seems like scared her. It doesn't matter, she has to stay over winter for a while anyway, she will get used to it eventually. Let's head over to the shipyard for now. The name of the 3 gods I dreaming. How heavy it is, must be more than 1,000 tons, even the biggest sailing ship N. Adel all to withstand impact from it. Don't even mention sailing ships, I'd bet that even deep-sea monsters would flee its presence. Thunder, not Lord Flying Bird. Didn't tell us that we were going to sail on such monster. Even though knew that over winter was very adept ship construction, yet I never imagined it would be to such level. The amount of materials alone was so terrifying that it would be impossible to gather all them. The fjord islands, not to mention the technique that was used to join the hard steel together, even considering only cost of materials alone, the price of this ship would still be astronomical. Figure we talk about money later. But I assure that it would be much cheaper than think. Because money isn't issue. Give said that the exploitation of unknown seas means great deal to the entire human race. As the king of Grey Castle, I would love to be part of that project. Sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest release. Sim, very impressed with your foresight. Few people are willing to spend money on something intangible. Even the Chamber of Commerce, the fjords, is more inclined toward investigating new routes that would bring potential benefits, although you can't participate the exploration yourself. Have much larger ambition than many explorers, so we're just speaking. Day, the old king's city. I believed nobody had stronger desire than me to explore the world, for it concerned the origin of the Battle of Divine Will and the big secret behind it. Anyway, let's board the ship first. Since you're here, I'll show around. That would be great, Your Majesty. This is incredible. If Gatha fastesty date Majua fast could. It doesn't look like ship to me, but moving castle above water, how about it? I didn't let down, did I? Not, Your Majesty, I'm flattered. She's the most beautiful ship I've ever laid eyes upon. It exceeds expectation from every aspect. I feel I rule the whole swirling sea with her. Don't rush to conclusion yet. Life Padua, Astestudate Cardua fast cowed. To be completely honest, I know nothing about shipbuilding, therefore it's just very complicated machine there. Moment and not real ship. Yet it all depends on how she performs. The upcoming test have to provide me with series of statistics including her speed, stability, your crew number, the quantity of your food. If things go well, you'll be able to set out for Shadow Sea after the months. Demons this year's know nothing. If the old craftsman fjords here say this, they would plunge into the sea out of mortification. The way if builds such amazing steel ship while knowing nothing about shipbuilding, what would build? If did know something. You'll get the answer to that question tomorrow. Enjoy the feast tonight. First Maria, the fastest update. I Ardua face con. The way meet the person most want to meet. Sit and Malua Fasu, the fastest releases. Mantua fastest update. Manhwa fast. The next to His Majesty is explorer from your native town. Aren't going to talk to him. His name is Sander Flying Bird. Right, I've never heard of him, so he must be nobody. I have nothing to say to him. Don't know that there are numberless explorers fjords, most of whom are captains who only had the couple of long voyages. They didn't even experience hurricanes or huge waves. The way do I not see Mystery Moon yet? Didn't she say that she wanted to have competition with us? The exploration group ifs Padua, astist update Cadbois fast cowed. But person that the chief receives shouldn't be of normality. Like me. Perhaps he's got some information about your father. I agree. Cool, it doesn't hurt to ask. Cool. Since insist, I'll go and say hello to him. This Mantua fastest update. Isn't this person too exaggerated? Good timing, little girl. Let me present Sander to you. He's explorer from Twin Dragon Island and also the chairman of Dragonhead's Chamber of Commerce. He's also one of your father's admirers. Sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases. Hello, name is Lightning. I also from the fjords, although I wasn't born on the fjord islands. Ah, so you're Sir Thunder's daughter. Margaret told me that the daughter of the greatest explorer is currently Grey Castle. We have finally met. Do sort of look like Sir Thunder. He's lying. Dad has never said I look like him. I look more like Mother, whom I've never met. Thank you. Do have any news about him? Give on. Heard rumors. Some say he's ended on unknown island, while others maintain that because he's actually returned encountered something to fjords unusual after the shipwreck, he keeps low profile and is now recruiting new crew members for his next undertaking. I don't give damn about other theories, especially those groundless rumors that harbor ill designs. Of course, I'm personally inclined to the second theory. There are quite few reefs around where the storm took place. Sir Thunder could definitely get himself out of trouble. Fact, many of his crew members survived the attack. This speculation was quite close to own. I felt this was less distasteful. The way I ask which island discovered Adoa. Asp update at Ardua fast you. Well, I can't lie to His Majesty, but I became explorer largely because of your father. The discovery of Shadow Islands has tempted many people, including the Chamber of Commerce, to further explore the area. We plan to deliver some supplies to Transfer Island. Unfortunately, fleet deviated from the original route due to unexpected attack from sea monster halfway, which later led us to the discovery of island not yet marked on the map. Thunder is born actor. His acting was so seamless that even his own daughter was not suspicious. As expected, Sander Flying Bird was that type of really lucky explorer who had just had few expeditions. I see, but this is also the beauty of exploration, isn't it? I'll let and His Majesty talk. This Padua fast estudate, Ordbois fast could. Your Majesty, please excuse me. I'm very happy about her current status now. I know that I made the right decision back then. I'll leave her your care. She's grown up. The way she mimicked the tone of adults Maid just want to press the poor little thing to your bosom. Hey, that's what you're really thinking, isn't it? But Lightning hasn't given on her undertaking. Although she lives here, she formed her own exploration group despite that there are only 3 members she would eventually catch unless lock her now. If that's unavoidable, then it's her destiny, but not now. Least I hope she lives happy and safe life before that day comes. Ifs markup date, Advar last cowed evil pay tx ttb ajasush. Sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases. What did he say? Did hear anything about your father? This Mantua fastest update. Manhwa fast. As I expected, there's nothing about his whereabouts. But don't worry, I prefer to find him myself with team. That would be more interesting. I agree. Cool. The way is Mystery Moon here yet? Nope. What the heck, is she just going to bail on us? She promised us with such confidence before the way. What's the challenge she issued to us? I have no idea. Cool. We the exploration group are ready to accept any challenge no matter what they are. That's right. Cool. Got chaotic group did I joined. Sorry I'm late. I thought weren't coming. Wouldn't I? I was just tied with some investigation work. This is also necessary step for the contest to run smoothly. Alright, then now tell us what the contest is. Of course I will, however before that I'd like to introduce first. I announce that this is the date for the official establishment of Overwinter Detective Group. These are the new members I just recruited. I'm not. Detective Group. This Mantua fastest update. Manhwa fast. What's that cool? It was His Majesty. Sister Wendy told me that His Majesty knows that we went to the academy to investigate the arson. He then taught me this word which means uncovering the unknown and searching for truth edition. He gave me special title as well. Really? Ask Sister Wendy if you don't believe me. Not only that, he also gave me special title alone. I remember it's called front load washing machine, but Sister Wendy doesn't know the exact meaning either. Searching for the truth of crime. If it helps with the security of Neverwinter, I'd like to be part of it. Would there be any problems if I join? Miss Nightingale said I'm already member of Security Bureau. It would be fine. Lightning also needs to scout for the First Army from time to time, doesn't she? As long as we put priority on His Majesty's orders, there shouldn't be problem. Sorry, but please don't count me in. There are tons of samples I need to record. The laboratory and the size of the mushroom plant has to be doubled again. I really don't have time for your game. Call me traitor if like, but it won't change anything. Traitor. Sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases. You underscore. Wait, bad, let me finish him. Serious this time. Should all know that His Majesty received some guests from Fjords, right? That's quite obvious. What do you think this feast is about? But point is that there's witch among them. I was inspecting the illumination when they arrived. We're just idling about, weren't you? Nobody would turn on lights during the daytime. Ahem. And then I noticed her tank. The fastest update. Malua fast com. Give heard that the Fjord people will be staying over winter for quite few months, and this includes the witch, so she'll be the very subject of contest. Oh really? The first that successfully persuades her to join their group wins the game. The detective group is considered the biggest organization under the Witch Union because we have 4 members. However, since the exploration group was founded earlier, I would say we're tied for now. The winner of this competition will thus decide which is the stronger of the two. Mantua the fastest update. Mava fast com. 2 with Stranger Witch, although the contest did not have to be as formal as Holy Duel. I was both amused and astonished the playful manner which they set the competition. I wondered if it was still possible to withdraw from the competition. Although I don't think judge the number of its members is Mantua fast estate and Inahua fast cold. I accept the challenge. Cool. Sit and Manhwa fast com for the fastest releases. Don't ever take it lightly. Life markup faster step. Dateat, Adwa fast cowed. First, the witch named Joan barely talks, so it's hard for her to communicate with others. Second, she's so frightened that the poor thing senses danger from any invitations from strangers just like us back then when we were wanted the church. So it's going to be time-consuming project. As for the rules of the game, whichever that first wins her over wins the game. How does that sound? I have no issue with it. Hang on, I have question. Eunice Madura the fastest update. Manhwa fastercom. If what's said is true, she would only be here for few months. That case there's no point to argue which group she would join eventually. Whether it's the detective group or the exploration group, it'll make no difference to her. That isn't true. If we help her walk out of the shadows and open to us, everything would be worthwhile. Perhaps it means nothing to ordinary person, but to her it will be the sunshine that lightens her life. And this was also what His Majesty did for us the first place. Seems that these girls were probably not as immature as I had initially assumed. Hold on, who told all this? Mantua fastest date. Matua fast you. Well, did you? Did ask Summer to use her ability to eavesdrop on His Majesty? Not. We simply went back to the time when they visited the dock. It was nothing confidential as His Majesty made speech front of everybody. I swear the name of electromagnetic power. We're way over the line this time. I'm going to report to Wendy Train. Not. I swear I'll never do it again. I don't trust you. I'm serious. Always lie to me. If I lie to again, I won't have any more chaos drinks. Hey, don't got A. Yeah cool COO cool. Yeah cool COO. Sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases. Cool Maya. Hi 1. She agreed to join the exploration group cool. What happened there? What's Joan doing? Adua fastest update at Arela Fast.com. Now I see lightning is indeed quick making friends. That's unbelievable. Know how long it took me to persuade Joan to come ashore. It took me good 2 months and I had to ask Camilla to help me. How did she do that? She doesn't have to do anything but just take Maggie and longer with her. What Joan truly fears is the abhorrence with which people treat foreign races or people of different appearances. Perhaps Joan views both the pigeon and the wolf girl as people of her kind. Yes, you've met Maggie before, but Longer bears more similarities to Joan than Maggie. Maria the fastest update Mad Buelast. Anyway, don't need to worry whether she would be able to blend in. Sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases. Clan 1 with mishappened figure would still be regarded with evil forebodings. Of course not. Everyone over winter accepts them. But the discrimination would be lot more subtle than other places. As for the witch union, nobody would ever discriminate another because of her look. Everyone has gone through the same pain and fully knows the nature of their abilities. They would be more than happy to have new member. People fear the unknown. What first motivated me to become explorer was purely money, but now I want to cover as much untrodden land as possible before I die. There are so many mysteries this world that await us. If people are just satisfied with the place where they were brought up, they would probably be bound fear for the rest of their life. This is also the reason there's old saying, person will eventually become as great as his thought. You'll go down history if you think that way. Thank you. Best to not disappoint your expectations. Count on me. Of this Joshua fastest update IADLUA fast core. Your Majesty, I have bold request. Say it. I plan to take Joan back to the fjords and persuade her to settle down where she was born. After this exploration is over, the life on the sea is too lonely and I don't want to see her continue this way. But now I changed mind. Your Majesty, I entrust her to you. Want her to stay never winter? If Joan stays the fjords, she would probably ground herself and speak to very few people. But she makes some true friends here. She left the ocean, which she is so used to, and followed me here. I don't want to fail her trust. I truly feel nowhere is more suitable for her than Neverwinter _ This Mantua fast estudate Manhwa fast cold. That's not problem. This is exactly what the witch minion was founded for. Now that I have your promise, I'll fully trust on the matter. Lost. Done or not, the detective group lost. Can't just go to sleep, but we lost. Aren't sad all. I already had plan on how to make her side with us. I was so close. Look the way they communicate. It doesn't seem that they understand each other. How did they do that? Did they know each other from before? Now the exploration group is equal to the detective group number. And we're no longer the biggest organization. The exploration group had literally defeated us before we even started. Don't feel sad about what happened. Do I have to feel sad about it? I have nothing to do with you. I reiterate, there were just 3 people, the detective group, the beginning, and now have lost the game and are outnumbered, are flattened. You'd better dissolve the group before it isn't too late. This isn't right. Did I have been too harsh? Although Mystery Moon could be a bit annoying sometimes, she meant well. If there had not been such ridiculous competition, Joan would probably have never opened to them so quickly. Although Mystery Moon should not have eavesdropped on His Majesty, it was essentially not mistake with serious consequences. Maybe she had been little too serious over the matter. Unlike me, Mystery Moon liked to be very reserved and timid due to her ability. She had constantly been scolded. Kara back the Witch Cooperation Association you outstezel tilde bua sense. Dienitz, thanks to the Witch Union she had finally become more outgoing and sociable. Wondered whether reproach would make Mystery Moon slip back to her old ways and sink into state of dejection. Again Staple went. Visit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases. What are doing? I beg not to leave the detective group. I'm willing to offer bottle of chaos drink exchange if leave. There's no single chance for the detective group to turn the situation around. I'm speechless, but at the same time I'm relieved. I was happy that she was not as fragile as I thought. Agreed. Not well. I have many things to deal with and have absolutely no time to play games with you. But I give hint as return for your note. I also give counsel provided that it won't take work hours. The least advice would be much more practical than befriending some random witch this Padua fastest. Date Cadwa fast could. I'm not the right person to help expand your team. Not everyone the witch union is as busy as Soraya. Turn to those idlers. Think about it, who else helped find the clues? The arson of the academy, Amy. But she isn't from Grey Castle. And she has her own companions as well. Isn't that even better once she joins the detective group? All the other witches from the kingdom of Wolfheart would follow. Annie be busy, but neither Hero nor Broken Sword is plus to have joint project with Broken Sword. Does it really matter to where they come from? Johns from the fjords don't have problem with that. And then there are the combat witches who previously belonged to the Blooding Association. They have a lot of free time and shouldn't refuse if asked. Now the detective group will have lot more members than the exploration group, least outnumber them. But remember not to bother His Majesty, nor should challenge the exploration group random. I just feel that it's impossible for to beat them, although I don't know because favor them. Not, I don't anyway. That's all that want to say. Now go to bed and don't bother me again. This Mantua. Fastest update Manhwa Fast Con. What's the matter? That $10 note is your reward if join the detective group since you've decided not to. I have. What is that thing called? Train, right? How do I know? But since His Majesty made it, it must be very amazing. Right, does His Majesty have any inventions that are not great? I knew would come. The table, the window on the 3rd floor has been specially reserved for Ardsley. The fastest update Cadua fast_com lead the way. You alright? Please follow me. The train is going to run on that narrow street that's too far from the square and residential areas. Street. Ignorance. Ina called railway. The thing used the mining area since it's not built for people to ride. It's better to be placed somewhere less crowded. Do take it as wagon. Mean the thing, the Silver City's mine. Yes, it was manufactured here and needs steam engine to work. Give seen the cart driven the steam engine. Its great advantage is that it is immune to different terrains, but if it's put on flat ground even mules are able to replace it. I don't think it works as simply as said. Or the City Hall wouldn't call it can era-defining transport. Perhaps it's only stunt go away. Is this your first time over winter? King Roland never boasts. This mana fast studitit Manhwa fast chord. It's coming. It and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases. 8 he. Terms of Volume 1 carriage was almost on par with cargo sailing ship on the inland river. The point was that the train contained more than one carriage, i.e. 4 the 4th the 5th me. There can't be more. We os God the 6th he you Gulf's Uganda fastest. Update Madafast.com. He up there's more. The 7th. There was big difference between steam engine that was fixed the entrance to the mine to power the carts and steam engine that could move independently and freely. They are two completely different concepts. The Lord's other kingdoms were still drowning themselves pleasures and traveling horses and mules on a road that was paved with bricks and full of mud. The future had already come, yet it did not arrive all places equally. The applications for citizenship we've received the past 3 days are more than that of normal times, and half of the applicants about people have just moved less than 2 months ago. Mantua the fastest update Manhwa fast_com. Other words, it only took us 3.5 months to get the number of applications that should have taken us 5 months to collect did. The number of applicants decreased slightly after the demon's attack. But now it not only offsets the difference but also shows surge, which means that we don't need to worry about people's concern over the demons anymore. Your Majesty, the demonstration is huge success. Also, we've received invitations from many merchants, some of which come from the chambers of commerce, seawater and silver light. They've eagerly begged audience. I think they want to know more about the train of refuse them all. The train is not for sale present. And they can't afford it even if I was willing to sell it, but promote other goods to them like the first and the second generations of steam engines retiring from the mining area since the people were high spirits. How about carrying out the new reserve force system? No problem. Think. But Your Majesty does really think the war would go that badly? It's just case war that determines the fate of all human beings. Shouldn't we take it more seriously? Meanwhile, start preparing for the next military conscription when the months of demons end. I want to see the soldiers. The official troops succeed men whose equipment was also well matched. Do understand? Yes, Your Majesty. Good, leave now. News from Sylvie has just arrived. It's reported that she had spotted new movements from the demons. It seems that the devil beasts have expanded their patrol area and are building new camp. Call them back immediately. Wait, Maria, the fastest update. At Dua fast cold. What else I do for you? Convene meeting of the officials from all departments. Something happened. The North Sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases. It's old trick of them. Due to intimidation failing to work, they will do it the hard way. As I've said before, they're great combining intimidation with force to deal with the human lords. If it was City of Witches they confronted, they'd slaughter all the citizens once and for all, but last time estimated that it would take them about half year before they pushed towards us. Ahem, that's result calculated from the average time they need to build large camp. Maybe they're hasty this time. The war situation is always changing. One would be foolish to stick the mud. I didn't tell letting down your guard. What a kidding. It was necessary to keep watch on the enemies, but when and how to fight back was planned according to the time she had calculated. If the enemies had to spend half year taking hold, railway would have been able to stretch before them. Then with armored train and rail guns. I was confident that the demons would have no energy to build any outposts. Althea didn't mean to hide that on purpose. I agreed with her before. But this Mantua fastest stat score, the Union had paid high price for the timetable. Regarding the expanding of the Red Mist supply line, it remained right even before the Holy City fell. Half year is the shortest period the demons need before their next move. Mean the demons need less time now, and that the timetable that had cost so many lives is useless. Course understandable to see intelligence become invalid. Common person, how dare outsize Spin you among the ordinary people on the scene who dared to confront the Tequila Witch, the pearl of the northern region, without any doubt, considering that I was not typical virtual person this world. Perhaps it's the giant skeleton that makes the Red Mist supply line expand faster. Or the demons are planning something else. Garda fastest update. Eat Kadua fast cot. If they don't aim attacking, they surely set outpost earlier. After all, the supply of the Red Mist will determine how big the outpost will be, hence there is no need to quarrel with each other about if it's His Majesty who gets the final say on how to tackle this problem. Pasha lived to the title of the real leader of the Tequila survivors. What she had said not only put down the possible quarrel, also took feeling into account. Conversation was indeed art. Get the first army ready to march. Yes, Your Majesty. Bold choice, turning blind eye to the coming war is no better than suicide, only keeping close eye on the enemy's movement. Could we be better prepared? General Staff, come with the lease plan before tomorrow nightfall. I also want to see how deduce the plan, Your Majesty. According to Lady Sylvie, the flying devil beasts have taken over the place. It's almost impossible for the first army to march on while staying unnoticed. Once we give ourselves away, we'll get stuck. I need to see the plan before we work out anything else. Culture, but as command, Your Majesty. The next day. You've stayed all night. Everyone was working so hard. How could I take rest alone? Fun, Gina. Just take it as compensation for the mistake I made last time. Is she complaining? Tell me the conclusion. Okay, if we march on as usual, the devil beasts will surely spot the main body of troops. Then the commander's ability will determine how the battle will turn out. Sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases because the general staff doesn't have the corresponding information. We just assume the worst conclusion is that the first army accomplished the mission. However, they'll be related, the demons, and only half of the army about men retreat to overwinter. The witches won't be great danger and all of them safely escape if they don't make any rash moves. The result doesn't seem good. Is there anything wrong with the logistics? Yes. Once the demons attack the supply line, the first army has to send reinforcements. However, it's impossible to stifle the enemies completely. As time goes, the casualties get heavier, man's morale lower, and the soldiers the front get disheartened too. Maria, the fastest update. Anhua fast. Week later, the attack from the enemies will become harder to track, and meanwhile the main army starts to attack the enemy's camp, which be regarded as the simplest part of the whole war. Your army will succeed destroying the enemy's outpost, but the rear will be on fire. Mean over winter. Real fire the misty forest. Oak Coco who have noticed something wrong the forest, the fire will burn down the safe passage. Opened Lady Leaf so that the transport corps have to take detour, which is 3 times longer. That means the supply for the first army will be cut off completely. As results, the army starts to lose its advantage and has no choice but to withdraw. Of course, the number of the demons might be assumed little high, but there is no certainty about that. Judging from the enemy's urgent action, I'm afraid they not give the outpost so easily. Martyred tilde risk. The assumption of the high number of the enemies seems tolerable, but who the hell bring the idea of fire the forest? It's night morning light, but after the analysis we believe it's possible if the war lasts long enough for the demons to notice something wrong. The misty forest. What about the second plan? Don't tell me came to the same conclusion. A busy all night for negative answer. Not your majesty. Ahus fastest patent Marva fast could. The second plan is different since we can't guarantee the safety of the supply line. We just let it disappear. Sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases. They also be used to open passage under the barbarian lands. 2 worms working parallel will be able to create passage wide enough to allow wagon to pass through it. Us Uganda the fastest date. Mad Bua fast com. I've already asked Minister Carl about it. The result he arrived is that the unstable structure of the mudlands may make it impossible for us to open space that accommodate underground palace like the one the third border town, but if we go deep enough we should be able to open passable tunnel. How do we go about it? The construction work should start within the main camp of the First Army. The entrance to the passage B shaft heading underground from the center of the camp, covered tent and disguised as ordinary structure. What are we going to do with the passage after we retreat? We seal the shaft and cover it with soil, leaving behind only vent to maintain air circulation. This Mantua fastest update. Manhwa fast. How long the construction will take us? It's expected to take 2 weeks, more than the time needed to march the army to the combat zone. Fact, considering possible harassment from the demons, it's reasonable to assume we'll march slower. This way the greatest disadvantage of the First Army be bypassed, as well as the army will appear the shape of fist while the logistics tail behind it will be hidden. This fist would instantly attract all their attention. We're the one who proposed this idea, kind of. This Mantua fastest update. Ethiopia fast cold. But it was result of the cooperation between many departments. Addition to the Ministry of Construction, the Arithmetic Academy also joined in, though they weren't aware of the details of the second plan. Ordinary people would never have taken the monster-like worm into account. Also, the Arithmetic Academy had just been established for less than a year, and apart from the star observation it had been Rhino on the tasks given me. Nice work, just follow this plan. Yes. But one more thing I need to point out: even if we adopt the second plan, casualties will still be unavoidable. Moreover, it won't be easier battle than the one against the Churchwood Wind Ridge. After all, the demons have the initiative this time, so before the First Army reaches the destination they won't be able to set stations and blockhouses to defend themselves as they did before, so are inclined to halt the troops and bide time. Not I intend to crack this nuts, no matter how hard it is. If the battle of divine will is as cruel as the tequila witches have said, it's absolutely necessary for the First Army to experience trial of blood and fire before that war. It's only who I always think cares so much about the soldiers' lives that have to think twice before taking every step. Now that new enemies, the demons, are unknown to all of us and also possess inhuman abilities, so please be prepared for some casualties. See, may take your leave. Yes, your Majesty. How could Lord be wrong to care about his men? She obviously crossed the line. I don't think she's wrong. Everyone has the right to their own beliefs. Wise leader must listen to all the different points of view order to make right decision. Me. Sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases. Is there some new movement from the demons? Not good news. The third batch of the witches from Sleeping Island, led Lady Camilla Derrill, will arrive over winter. Tomorrow evening go and tell Wendy to welcome them the same way did the last 2 batches. No problem. Hang on, did say that it was Camilla Day leading the witches, the one who is preparing to go to the ceiling with Joan. Yes, what's wrong? Let me see the scenario Edith presented. Assumed that the demons always had the initiative, but maybe reduce their range of vision. These 2 things correlate. Dim, not sure, but I have to. I need to talk to Camilla personally when she arrives. Headwaters River, don't they collect the straw? This manna, estestudate Manhwa fast cold, they make good kindling. Know about it, shouldn't I know about it? Not, I didn't mean that. I thought ancient witches never had to pay any attention to these matters. Because the common people took care of everything. Fact, I was never very different from those common people. This Mantua fastest update Manhwa fast. How could that be true? Although there is fundamental difference between witch and common person, how could the minion spare too much energy for weak non-combat witch? Unlike Phyllis, ability and magic power were of the lowest rank after awakening, so I was almost forgotten the minion during the latter part of the war. During the days when I lost the allowance, I lived with group of common people. After the city was invaded, I also relied on them to persist right till the very last moment, but the battle the Kingdom of Dawn, your abilities were completely unlike those of non-combat witch. Training for hundreds of years is enough to change everything. Gulf's lava, the fastest update. Ward were fast com. Fact, when compared to those previous companions, I even feel little fortunate that occupied out punishment witch. Least I've become stronger now. I'm no longer ignored and I'm able to do something for everyone. Since we met His Majesty also been new kind of rewards. Sit and Manhwa fast for fastest releases.